Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Monday, February 12th, 2024. Hope your week is off to a good start. Here's News 8 meteorologist Bill Grahl with a look at our weather forecast. Hi, Bill. Happy Monday to you.
Yeah, happy sleepy Monday. I don't know about you if you stayed up to watch the whole game, but got about 4 hours of sleep last night. So bear with me, and I'm sure bear with a lot of the crew back there in La Crosse that watched the Super Bowl and had to get up very early this morning, or even came into work last night. Temperatures yesterday, upper 30s to lower 40s for highs, so cooler than what we saw for much of last week, but still above average. Our averages there in the middle, you can see a high of 31, low of 13, so that 42 and 23 from yesterday, still above average. 65 and 27 below the records, a couple of old ones set in 1882 and 1875. Currently, skies mainly clear, just some high clouds just to the east of La Crosse. Otherwise, lots of clearing across the Midwest, and that's going to spell lots of sunshine today. Most spots in the 20s, although 19 in Black River Falls and 30 in Winona. We're at 29 in La Crosse. And again, plenty of sun, mild for this time of year with a high right around 43 degrees. I will have the rest of my 8-day forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Bill. Beginning with some breaking news this morning, 2 hostages held by Hamas since the October 7th attacks have been rescued and are now at a hospital near Tel Aviv. The Israeli military says the men had been held on the 2nd floor of a building in Rafah that was breached by special forces who encountered gunfire from surrounding buildings. Israel says more than 130 hostages still being held in Gaza. You see the reunion in this video here. Investigators in Texas, meanwhile, still working to determine why a woman opened fire Sunday inside celebrity pastor Joel Osteen's megachurch in Houston. Off-duty officers killed the suspect while 2 others were hurt, including a young boy. Naomi Ruckham has the latest on what happened and where the investigation goes from here.
Shortly before the 2 p.m. Spanish worship service on Sunday, police say a woman wearing a trench coat entered Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas, and started firing. The shots, heard here on cell phone video, sent worshipers running as police say 2 off-duty officers confronted the suspect, fatally shooting her.
She had a long gun, and it could have been a lot worse, but they stepped up and they did their job. And I want to thank them for that.
The woman had a 5-year-old boy with her who was shot during the ordeal. He's now in critical condition. A man in his 50s was also shot and wounded. The suspect also told police that she had a bomb.
We searched her vehicle, our bomb squad, and also the backpack. No explosives were found.
The megachurch, which welcomes 45,000 people each week, is run by celebrity pastor Joel Osteen, who said his congregation is devastated.
We don't understand why these things happen, but we know God's in control, and we're going to pray for that little 5-year-old boy and pray for the lady that was deceased, her family and all, and the other gentleman.
Osteen said the tragedy could have been much worse had it happened during the much larger service earlier in the day.
Overnight, federal agents searched a home in a neighborhood north of Houston, which they said may have a connection to the shooting. Police have not said what, if any, relationship to the woman the little boy had or who actually shot him during the confrontation. President Joe Biden expected to visit East Palestine, Ohio Friday to mark the 1-year anniversary of the Norfolk Southern train derailment. The president is expected to discuss how his administration has worked with state and local leaders to hold Norfolk Southern accountable and support the community moving forward. Last year, 38 train cars, 11 of which were carrying hazardous materials, derailed and caught fire, releasing more than 1 million pounds of hazardous chemicals into the soil, water, and air. In the years since the derailment, the Environmental Protection Agency has overseen the removal of more than 174,000 tons of contaminated soil. More than 20 million people are under a winter storm watch across the Northeast this morning. A nor'easter is expected to develop early this week and could dump as much as a foot of snow in some areas by the end of tomorrow. This new round of winter weather is part of the storm system that's bringing severe weather to the Gulf Coast and Southeast. As the storm moves northwards and encounters cold air, rain will switch to snow and mixed precipitation. By Tuesday morning, winds on the northern edge of the storm will be blasting the coastline of the Northeast, with gusts hitting up to 45 miles per hour. And closer to home, but sticking with weather this morning, cleanup continues in southwestern Wisconsin following the state's first ever February tornado. Ashley James of Evansville was inside of her house on a family farm when the tornado hit, and what they found after was destruction beyond what they could have imagined. Just a few days later, Ashley is in good spirits, all thanks to a little help from her community. Friends, family, and even some strangers came out to help them get ahead of the long road to recovery.
Seeing everybody helping out and knowing that we're okay and we can rebuild, so it's just objects, so.
And while many of those objects may be lost, it's the ones left standing they're choosing to focus on. The Evansville Fire Department also helping the cleanup effort. They're taking and distributing donations of food, water, and other supplies at the fire station there. A Wisconsin congressman is not seeking re-election. Representative Mike Gallagher from Green Bay is retiring from Congress after 4 terms. The announcement comes after Gallagher was only one of a handful of Republicans that voted against impeaching Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. At one point, Gallagher was considered a top potential candidate to run against Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin this fall. And in case you missed it, maybe you had to go to sleep like some of us, the Kansas City Chiefs nabbed their 2nd straight Super Bowl win last night in an overtime nail-biter against the San Francisco 49ers. The night also featured a high-energy halftime performance from R&B star Usher, and pop star Taylor Swift was there with some celebrity friends in tow. CBS News' Jared Hill is in Las Vegas this morning with more on football's biggest night.
For the 3rd time in 5 years, the Kansas City Chiefs are Super Bowl champions.
Viva Las Vegas!
Their Sin City showdown against the San Francisco 49ers went into overtime, with the Chiefs pulling out a 25-22 victory. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes was hailed the Super Bowl MVP for his 3rd time.
It's not always pretty, but we just continue to fight to the very end.
Pop star Taylor Swift celebrated with her boyfriend, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. And the rest of Chiefs fans went wild.
He's kingdom all day!
For 49ers fans and players, heartbreak.
Our team's hurting, but that's how it goes when you put yourself out there. I'm real proud of our guys.
The big night wasn't just about the game. For many fans, the star-studded musical performances really stole the show. Halftime performer Usher sang, danced, and skated through nearly 30 years of hits, bringing out surprise guests Alicia Keys, Her, will.i.am, Lil Jon, and Ludacris. The night kicked off with renditions of Lift Every Voice and Sing, often called the Black National Anthem by Andra Day, America the Beautiful from Post Malone, and a powerful national anthem from Reba McEntire. In a touching moment before kickoff, Lahaina Luna High School football coaches and players from the fire-ravaged Hawaiian island of Maui were showcased as honorary captains for the Super Bowl 58 coin toss, capping a weekend celebrating the game that held their community together.
Chiefs fans will be able to show their team some more love later this week. A victory parade is planned in Kansas City this Wednesday, which is also Valentine's Day. The time now is 6:09. Still to come on your morning news. San Francisco police say an autonomous vehicle was attacked, burned, and destroyed by an unknown group. We'll take a look at that in just a few minutes.
It's a company where you can get a job without an interview or a background check. I'm Bradley Blackburn with how this bakery, known for its brownies, has helped thousands of people.
And for now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. An unusual sight in Tampa, Florida. Somebody called 911 after spotting this kangaroo hopping around an apartment complex. Sheriff's deputies responded, and members of the Sheriff's Department Agriculture Unit helped corral the kangaroo and reunite it with its owner. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Jolivet Family Farms, known for farm fresh fruit and vegetables, but featuring so much more. Come see all that we have. Valentine's Day, we have something special for your sweetheart. Homemade goodness, hand-dipped chocolate-covered strawberries, cream cheese pie, heart-shaped cookies, specialty chocolates, candy bouquets, Verde sparkling wine, roses, for all your heart-shaped needs, and so much more. There is no substitute for homegrown freshness, open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
At Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska, we know children, which is why we strive to make every visit to the dentist a positive experience. Our gentle, friendly approach is why we've been providing care for over 25 years. Whether it's routine cleanings, sealants, fluoride, or cavities and crowns, we have the gentle hands to make your children comfortable. At Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska, we are here to help your children start a lifetime of healthy dental habits.
Pilgrims is growing, and we want you to be part of a successful, stable, and safe company. We're offering higher wages and more pay incentives than ever before. Stop into our recruitment office any day to apply, or walk in on Wednesdays for an immediate interview. Help us feed the world while we provide you a safe work environment, stable and essential employment, and steady pay. Apply at pilgrims.com today or anytime at 502 West Main Street, Arcadia, Wisconsin.
Let River City Grill in Winona, Minnesota be your new go-to dinner destination. We provide exceptional service no matter the occasion. From date nights to family outings with the kids, we have something for everybody at the table. Enjoy one of our 23 tap beers and pair it with a burger and fries during our happy hour from 2 to 6 p.m. Or, for a fine dining experience, try our salmon and steak entrees paired with our amazing signature cocktails. River City Grill, located in Winona, Minnesota. Call or book an online reservation today.
PB&J?
PB before we go.
P before we go.
P before we go.
Huh. See you tomorrow?
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. A good Monday morning to you. It is currently 6:12. Checking that schoolcast as you send the little ones out this morning. It's going to be mainly clear with sunshine once that rises, of course, at 7:09. 29 degrees, 39 by lunchtime, afternoon highs around 43. So fairly similar temperatures to what we saw yesterday, but plenty of sunshine for much of our Monday. Dog walking forecasts. Lucy, I can relate. Boy, doesn't she look comfortable? That would be nice. Lucy, once she wakes up, probably hoping to walk with April, and it's going to be a good day for a dog walk. Again, plenty of sunshine and mild temperatures for this time of year. Average high is only 31, so we're going to be about 12 degrees above that in La Crosse. Skies are currently clear. We've just got some high clouds shifting just to the south and east of La Crosse. Otherwise, skies are mostly clear in most areas, and that's what's going to spell plenty of sunshine, again, once it rises this morning. 19 in Black River Falls, 28 in Eau Claire, 29 here in La Crosse, 24 in Sparta, and 27 in Decorah. Lots of sun, mild, highs around 43 degrees. A little cold front comes through, and all it's going to do is shift our winds from the southwest to the northwest at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. I will have the rest of my 8-day forecast coming up in about 4 minutes. Stay tuned.
In your consumer news this morning, the search is on in San Francisco for the people responsible for destroying a self-driving vehicle. Take a look at these images. Authorities say a group of about a dozen people in the Chinatown district Saturday night spray painted the car, smashed the windows, and set the interior on fire. That fire completely burned the car to the ground. The investigators say there were no passengers inside the vehicle. Also, no injuries reported. And you may want to check your fridge or freezer this morning one more time if you're getting breakfast ready. A recall of dairy products for potential listeria contamination is expanding, now topping 60 items. Rizzo Lopez Foods initiated that recall last week, pulling dozens of products like cheese, yogurt, and sour cream sold at Whole Foods and Harris Teeter. The FDA now adding enchiladas, bean dips, dressings, and sauces to the swelling list of recalled items. You can see the full updated list of recalled dairy products on the FDA's website to make sure none are lurking in your kitchen. Meta has removed the Facebook and Instagram accounts of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. According to a Meta spokesperson, the accounts were permanently removed for repeatedly violating its dangerous organizations and individuals policy. Meta prohibits accounts that proclaim a violent mission or are engaged in violence. That includes those who glorify, support, or represent groups the U.S. government designates as terrorist organizations. Iran has long been accused of supporting those groups, including Hamas. Even with record low unemployment levels, millions of Americans are still struggling to find work. They may have criminal records or other barriers, but a business in New York is showing what can happen when people are given a chance. Bradley Blackburn has that story.
At Grayston Bakery in Yonkers, New York, Will Dickerson's job is quality assurance, making sure every brownie meets the standards.
We're talking a lot of brownies.
A lot of brownies.
They bake millions of pounds every year, brownies that go in Ben & Jerry's ice cream and sell directly to consumers. CEO Joe Kenner says every brownie has a purpose.
You say you don't hire people to bake brownies.
Yes, that's right. We don't hire people to bake brownies. We bake brownies to hire people.
Grayston was founded decades ago with a promise to hire anyone who wants to work. What they call open hiring means jobs are filled first come, first serve.
If you're the next person on the list, you're hired automatically. No questions asked, no background checks, no interviews.
Through the Grayston Foundation, they're now helping other businesses use the strategy because the need is enormous. Millions of Americans have stopped looking for work, many with criminal records or other barriers, but with potential to be loyal employees.
It makes you work even harder because they gave you that chance. So you want to make sure you do your best.
Dickerson served 11 years in prison for selling drugs. Grayston gave this father and grandfather his QA job and a way to lift his own standard of living.
Now I have an apartment, my own, I have a car, and I'm happy, really happy.
Should we split it?
That works.
Okay. Proud of his progress, not to mention those brownies.
And it makes other people happy too.
Makes them real happy.
A sweet reward from a bakery that nurtures souls.
A new documentary tells the story of Grayston's 43-year history and how it was founded by a Zen Buddhist monk. The film, narrated by Jeff Bridges, is called Zen Brownie. That does it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:18. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Bill Grahl for a look at today's forecast. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Alexandra. Suddenly craving some brownies. Brownies for breakfast, right? Nothing wrong with that. All right, let's check those high temperatures for this month of February. And again, every single day we have shaded orange because all of those high temperatures were above average. And that trend looks to continue until maybe Friday of this week. We may see a below average high temperature, but my goodness, it has been a mild first 11 days of February for sure. Time lapse from yesterday, kind of a neat one. We started with cloud cover, lots of sunshine in the afternoon, beautiful sunset just after, well, right around 5:21 last evening. So that's set. And then shortly later, the crescent moon was setting in the western sky at about 7:15 or so there as it dips below the bluffs of southeastern Minnesota by 8:24. Now currently mostly clear, 29 degrees out at the airport and downtown at the station. Winds out of the south at 5 to 10, making it feel like 23. Good morning to you folks in Eau Claire in the Chippewa Valley. You're at 28 degrees at the Chippewa Valley Airport, and it feels like 23 with a south to southwest breeze at 5. So temperatures primarily in the 20s, although we've kind of got a spread here. 19 in Black River Falls, 17 in Boscobel, 30 the warm spot in Winona, relatively speaking, 25 in Viroqua. Again, winds not overly strong, but from the west-southwest around 5 to 10, even 12 miles per hour in Preston. That's pushing your wind chill there down to 16. Feels like 17 in Viroqua and 20 in Sparta. Now, skies are currently clear, just some high clouds just to the south and east of La Crosse, but those will harmlessly move away. Otherwise, lots of clearing across much of the tri-state area, and that's going to spell lots of sunshine once it rises at 7:09. Again, a cold front coming through with a little clipper to the north here. That's just going to shift our winds from the southwest to the northwest, and then this one off to the west over northern Montana. That's going to bring a quick hitting chance of some rain and snow as we head into Wednesday night of this week. Today, though, mostly sunny and dry. Just some passing clouds overnight tonight, and then into our Tuesday, kind of a mix of clouds and sun, but still looking mainly dry. I think any snow flurry activity will stay to our north and east. Zone forecast. Highs today right around 43, a common number from La Crosse through Onalaska, West Salem, and Holmen. Some mid-40s far south, 45 in Harpers Ferry, 46 in Prairie du Chien and Wazeeka, 41 in Fountain City, up towards Mondovi, 40 in Osseo, and right around 40 for highs in Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls. Maybe some mid-30s, mid to upper 30s in parts of Clark, Chippewa, and Rusk counties. So my forecast for today, plenty of sunshine. Again, pretty mild for this time of year. Average highs 31. I'm forecasting 43. Tonight, 27. That's well above the average low of 13. And then looking ahead, 38 tomorrow, 48 for Valentine's Day. In advance of that system, that'll bring a chance for that rain and snow Wednesday night, early Thursday. There's that colder high expected on Friday, 29, maybe some flurries, and then back into the 30s for next weekend and President's Day as well. Maybe some sprinkles or flurries on President's Day Monday also. So again, Alexandra, still temperatures mainly above average over the next 8 days, just not as mild as what we saw last week. Back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. The time now is 6:21. Still ahead on your morning news, you may have heard of Dr. Seuss's green eggs and ham, but what about purple tomatoes? Yeah, those aren't grapes. Coming up, we'll take a look at how eating these purple tomatoes may be beneficial for your health.
It's one of the biggest events of the year, and last night, the big game living up to the hype. Chiefs, Niners, Super Bowl 58. I'll have the highlights coming up in the Blitz.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
We're starting the new year with our biggest sale of the year at Interior Designs Holmen. All our carpets are on sale, so you'll save money and get more for free. Free measuring and estimating at your home. Free furniture moving, even that heavy couch and king-size bed. Free removal of your old carpet and padding, and we'll recycle it. Free life of carpet labor warranty for as long as you own the carpet. All at the lowest prices of the year and 12 months no interest financing. Save money and get more for free during the biggest carpet sale of the year going on now at Interior Designs Holmen.
Hey, Dominic Karen, I want to show you how easy it is to make award-winning chili using Chili Please Me. First, brown a half cup of onions, a half cup of celery, and 1 pound of ground beef. Then add 1 can of kidney beans, 1 can of tomato sauce, a half a cup of water, and 2 teaspoons of Chili Please Me. Let that simmer for a half an hour and you're good to go. Be sure to get your Chili Pleasing and 37 other blends at the Pleasing Outlet store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. It's a winner.
The one certainty in dentistry is nothing fixes itself. So small problems could turn into big problems if people wait. So they shouldn't wait.
Almost every time people say, man, that really wasn't that bad. I wish I had done that sooner. We're a very implant-focused practice, so we deal with a lot of people who are losing teeth. If you've been avoiding solving it or waiting a long time, there's really no reason not to just solve it now.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, why don't you come down and meet us and see what we can do to help you?
There's always a solution.
Want to see a magic trick? Taco John's is turning your dollar into mouth-watering favorites with the new BOGO for a Buck menu. Get a signature Taco John's item, then add another for just $1. Abracadabra, yeah! The new BOGO for a Buck menu, only at Taco John's.
It was supposed to be the hottest new lunch spot in town. But a year and a half later, the building is still empty, and the only thing being served is lawsuits. Tonight at 6, we take you inside the beef that spoiled the La Crosse Food Hall for everyone.
Welcome to the Blitz. It's one of the biggest events of the year, and it's a day where just about everyone, for at least a few hours, is a die-hard sports fan. This year, the game had a little bit of everything: defense, special teams, overtime, and even a game-winning drive. Let's go to Las Vegas. That's what it's all about right there. San Francisco and Kansas City playing for the right to be called champs. Second quarter, 49ers going to their bag of tricks. Jawan Jennings across the field somehow gets this to Christian McCaffrey. He's there. He takes it to the house. Wow, San Fran up 10-0. Chiefs cut it back to 4 after a pair of field goals. Then late in the third, KC gets a big break on this play. San Francisco special teams coughs it up. Chiefs pounce on it inside the 20. KC capitalizes. Very next play, Patrick Mahomes hooking up with the former Packer. MVS wide open. Chiefs go up 13-10. Niners strike right back. Brock Purdy to Jennings, this time on the receiving end. Niners jump in front. KC would block the extra point, though, so that keeps it a 3-point game. Then with time running out in the fourth, Harrison Butker ties it. Let's go to overtime. Niners go back up 3 on their first drive, but then Mahomes takes over. 3rd and 1, nowhere to go except right up the middle. He takes it inside the 15, and then with time running out, a play call for the ages. Mahomes to McCole Hardman. Ball game. Chiefs are NFL champs once again. Kansas City goes back-to-back, 25-22 the final in OT. 3rd Super Bowl championship for Patrick Mahomes. Are we witnessing a dynasty?
It's the start of one. We're not done. I know we're going to celebrate tonight, celebrate the Pride Wednesday, Kansas City, but we're not done. We got a young team. We'll keep this thing going.
Mahomes becomes just the 5th quarterback in NFL history to have at least 3 Super Bowl championships. Chiefs are the first team in almost 20 years to go back-to-back. Patriots did it back in 2003 and 2004. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
We've done many, many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
Ready? Okay.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardiance. At each day's start, as time went on, it was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects may include ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of infection in your legs or feet. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
It's time to vote for Best of La Crosse County. Pick your favorites in each category now through all of February. We'll announce all of the winners on April 1st. Vote for this business today on bestoflacrossecounty.com.
Presented by River Valley Remodelers.
I just don't understand how I'm supposed to be in 3 places at once today.
Well, no worries.
At Allen Dental, with our fast family scheduling, we can have you and your family in and out in under an hour.
You're not my dad.
No, I'm your dentist.
Whether it's a bathroom remodel or comprehensive plumbing services, we at Maxwell White strive to keep our neighbors safe and comfortable in their homes, offering honest, upfront pricing on every service, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call Maxwell White today.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. A new report is finding that products containing the cannabis compound Delta-8 fueled a spike in calls to America's poison centers. In a recent report, the group says calls related to the compound, also sometimes called diet weed or light THC, jumped 82% from 2021 to 2022. But provisional data for 2023 shows the trend is leveling off. Delta-8 products are often used to help with sleep, anxiety, or pain, and while their intoxication effects are generally less intense than some other THC products, they can cause adverse effects like hallucinations, vomiting, and dizziness. Would you try a purple tomato? A California company is planting seeds of nutrition and innovation with bioengineered fruit. Ashley Sharp shows us more.
It's not your everyday greenhouse.
This is the lab where we're developing new varieties of tomatoes. We're producing seeds, and then we're trialing them.
A quick walk through and it becomes clear it's actually a science lab.
Through the natural ripening process, instead of turning red, they turn purple.
Where tomatoes are bioengineered to grow a bit different. Nathan Pumplin runs Norfolk Healthy Produce.
Our founder, Professor Kathy Martin, developed a special way using bioengineering to make a high antioxidant purple tomato.
The unique purple pigments are ripe with health benefits.
Anti-inflammatory activity, anti-cancer properties, they're good for heart health, lung health, and most of us simply don't eat enough of them.
But why purple? That color comes from naturally inserting the genes of a snapdragon flower into the fruit. From the vine to the table.
I love how these taste. Not just extra nutrition, but also more sustainability.
Saying bioengineering has the potential to drive food sustainability and decrease greenhouse gas emissions.
The more people see this and see the benefits and become comfortable with it, the more we'll be able to get the benefits as a society.
A treat to the taste buds and budding food science.
Well, the balls were rolling at the 3rd annual Onalaska Community Days Bowling Tournament as festivities striked up some friendly competition. The competition is between many local area festivals, including Oktoberfest, Irish Fest, River Fest, and Apple Fest. Vice Chair of Community Days, Travis Niles, said he drew inspiration from his father's annual bowling tournament each January to put a fun spin on the event.
We never get together, kind of fun, you know. Somebody's got to win, someone's got to be the better fest, at least at bowling, right? So hopefully that's Community Days, but we'll invite everybody every time.
The event helps raise money for Community Days and the city of Onalaska. Community Days will host its own festival this year in August. With cooler temperatures expected to hit the Coulee region, what better way to spend your day than with a chili cook-off? Chili also goes great with the Super Bowl, doesn't it? The sizzling event turned up the heat this weekend as crowds gathered to sample some mouth-watering chili creations. Hosted by community group Holman's Hope, the cook-off aimed to unite residents while raising funds for the organization's Weekend Backpack program. That provides meals for students in need.
Students to help kids have the food that they need each weekend. We work closely with the school district to identify the number of bags that we put together each Friday to take to all the elementary schools and the middle school here in Holman.
Tickets for kids and adults were $5. Kids 4 and under got in for free. And Saturday marked the start of the Chinese New Year. The Coulee region welcomed in the new year with a fun-filled celebration. The La Crosse Area Chinese Association held the celebration at the Masonic Center, celebrating the Year of the Dragon. News 8 Now's Shaquille Davis was there and shows us more.
Local La Crosse area Chinese community are getting together to celebrate the first day.
And the Chinese New Year usually lasts only 15 days. You might see an abundance of red if you go to one of the Lunar New Year celebrations. And that's not by mistake, according to La Crosse Area Chinese Association member Angela Schlitt.
The red is for ward off the evil and welcome the good for the beginning of the new year.
Of course, there was a lot of traditional folk dancing and performances available for people to enjoy, which not only shows support for the community, but also helps educate the future generations.
A lot of children, Chinese kids who grew up here, never really had exposure of the Chinese culture, but this is an opportunity for them to get exposed to learn more in heritage.
She also says that La Crosse is a very welcoming community when it comes to diversity, so she's excited to be able to inform them more about her culture.
Important to have the community to be open and exposed and learn different culture. And we all work together to make a stronger community.
She also says that she hopes the celebration will help the community and region grow and learn more about the Chinese culture. The time now is 6:35. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Bill Grahl for a look at what we can expect on that morning commute. Not looking too bad out there, Bill, is it?
No, not at all. In fact, all looks good. You'll just want to make sure you have those sunglasses handy for when that sun rises, which will occur at 7:09 this morning. Live look through CityCam shows a mainly clear sky and traffic moving along just fine out on Interstate 90 in the Onalaska area as well. Drivecast for the region for this Monday does include plenty of blue sky and sunshine for most of the day, and temperatures in the upper 20s to start, reading around 43 this afternoon for the high. And again, don't forget those shades as you head out the door this morning. Otherwise, just a few high clouds scooting to the south and east of La Crosse, but many spots are currently clear. Current temps primarily in the 20s, an exception down in Boscobel at 17 and Winona at 30 degrees. Plenty of sun, still mild for this time of year. Average high is only 31. And again, I'm forecasting a high of 43 degrees. I'll have the rest of my 8-day forecast coming up right after the break. Stay tuned.
And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8. Starting with Allie, turning 8 years old today. She loves doing gymnastics and is always on the go. Doug is turning 80 years old today. He loves playing golf, fishing, and working out in his garden. Rose is turning 88 years old today. She loves to watch game shows, play cards, and spend time with her grandchildren. And Charlotte is also turning 88 years old today. She loves helping out those in need. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com. Look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab. Stay with us as part of our month-long focus on heart health. We have Mayo Health System cardiologist Dr. Qasim Reza back in studio for this week's Mindful Monday.
When the insurance company sees Bygoff and Rohde on the other side, they know they're in for a fight. It's your life, but it's our fight. And they know that if they're not being fair with us, they will find themselves in court, and that's how Bygoff and Rohde gets results for its clients.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present the Community Calendar.
Celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Upper Mississippi Natural Wildlife and Fish Refuge with a visit from Will Dilg and scenes from our mighty Mississippi with Stephen Marking, February 22nd and 23rd at the Pump House. The UWL Jazz Orchestra will get dancers moving with swing, Latin, and contemporary tunes for a big band cabaret and dance party at the UWL Student Union, February 23rd.
For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
Pischke Motors has been family-owned and operated since 1920 and have you to thank for our continued success. Stop by our dealership in West Salem or La Crosse to find the Ram you're looking for. Get in a Ram 1500 Laramie or Bighorn today. We've got great deals on new Rams right now. When you find the perfect truck, you'll feel it.
Start your search at Pischke.com and then drive away in your new Ram.
Now my doctor says I need an MRI. But where do I go? They're so expensive.
Sensible MRI costs a few hundred, not thousands. You could fill your fridge for a year with what you save. We can get you in the next day. Think of what you could do with the time you'd save. What do you have to lose? At Sensible MRI, you choose the time, you save the money, and you rest easy having your doctor refer you to Sensible MRI.
If your tub or shower is less than you'd like it to be, then you owe it to yourself to visit the board store during the 2024 Early Bird Home Show. If you'd like a shower, rain shower, personal shower, shelves, safety grab bars, you can get a complete unit as low as $79.80. Call or visit the board store during the Early Bird Home Show for safety, convenience, and beauty in your new bathroom. Call or visit today.
What I love about T-Mobile is that just about anywhere you go, you're going to have coverage.
Where I live is a rural area. The coverage has been awesome.
Reliable coverage is super important for me, for my business.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
If you've been in a serious accident, you need a serious legal team. By Goff and Rohde is the Western Wisconsin powerhouse. Attorneys who won't settle for less than you deserve. Call By Goff and Rohde.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. A good Monday morning to you. It is currently 6:40, and our February high temperatures every single day has been above average, some more than others. In fact, several days in the 50s, the 1st, the 4th, 5th, 6th, and remember, last Thursday we flirted with 60 degrees. Now, it was cooler for the weekend, 39 on Saturday, 42 yesterday, but again, those numbers are still above average, and I'm expecting that trend to continue until maybe Friday. We could see a below average high temperature for the first time this month. So it has been a very mild February so far. Currently, skies are clear. What you need to know? Well, those above average temperatures continue for the next couple of days. Again, as I mentioned, colder by Friday, maybe a below average high temperature, and a quick hitting system could provide some rain and snow showers as we head into Wednesday night of this week. Otherwise, no major storm systems on the horizon. 29 degrees with a mostly clear sky at the airport, 29 downtown as well. Feels like 23 with a south breeze at 6. Good morning to you folks in Eau Claire. 28 degrees there. Feels like 23 with a south to southwest breeze at 5. So temperatures across the upper Midwest generally in the 20s, but there are some exceptions. I should say 17 in Boscobel, 31 in the Volk Field area, 30 down in the Dells, 21 in Black River Falls, and 27 for Preston and Decorah. Winds out of the southwest generally at a 5 to 10, and that's causing some slight wind chills in the teens to lower 20s. Now, mainly clear conditions, just some clouds harmlessly tracking off to our south and east. Otherwise, a cold front will track through the region today, but really all it's going to do is shift our winds from the southwest to the northwest. It's going to come through dry. Here's a system that could provide that quick hitting chance of some rain and snow as we head into Wednesday night and very early Thursday. So plenty of sunshine for today, just some high clouds at times. Tonight, partly cloudy conditions, but any snow, shower, or flurry activity I think will stay well to our north and east and up into the UP of Michigan. And then tomorrow, kind of a mix of clouds and sun. Zone forecast for our Monday showing highs right around 43 across much of the county, including La Crosse, Holman, and Onalaska. Down to the south, some mid-40s in Wazeeka, Steuben at 46, 45 in Gays Mills and Soldiers Grove, 43 in Lynxville. Back to the north, 41 today in Whitehall, 40 in Osseo, 41 in Mondovi, maybe a 39 in Alma, and then 38 in Stanley, 38 in Cornell, 39 today in Bloomer, 40 for you folks in Chippewa Falls, and Eau Claire, Fall Creek, and Altoona. So for today, plenty of sun, 43, that's well above our average high of 31. 27 tonight, also well above average lows 13. 38 tomorrow, and then look at Valentine's Day, upper 40s, so a brief spike in milder temperatures. In advance of that system, that'll bring out rain and snow chance Wednesday night and early Thursday. Colder by Friday, as I mentioned, some flurries, maybe highs only in the upper 20s, and then back in the 30s next weekend, kind of breezy on Saturday. It's President's Day, 37 with a small chance for some sprinkles or flurries. That's the latest check of my 8-day forecast. Alexandra, back to you.
February is American Heart Month, a time when all people, especially women, are encouraged to focus on their cardiovascular health. This Heart Month, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is encouraging women to listen to their hearts and speak up for their health. We are joined for this Mindful Monday by Dr. Qasim Raza, cardiologist at Mayo Health System in La Crosse. Good morning, Dr. Raza.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks. Nice to see you again. Thanks for being here. So,
Sure.
as we said, CDC focusing on women in particular this Heart Month. Why is heart health something women should pay attention to?
So, heart health is something that everyone should pay attention to, not just women, but particularly women, because of two major reasons. One is that prior to menopause, there are certain hormones which are protective in the female's body, and they protect against heart disease. After menopause, that's not the case. There are changes in the levels of those hormones, and that protection is lost.
Okay.
That's one major reason. The other reason is historically, for some strange reason, there was a little bit of women were a little bit at a disadvantage as far as heart disease and the symptoms of heart disease go, because a lot of the research that was done regarding the symptoms and presentations with heart disease was focused a little bit more on how men presented as opposed to how women presented.
Okay.
Now, when men presented with symptoms which were thought to be, okay, A, B, C, these are the symptoms for heart disease, they were thought to be as typical symptoms of heart disease.
Okay.
Females typically presented with different symptoms, and they were called atypical symptoms. That does not mean that one is right and the other is not right, and that doesn't mean that one set of symptoms is correct, the other is not correct. But unfortunately, we've lived by that criteria for a long period of time. So if females are not complaining of, say, chest pain, even though they may be having a heart attack, they may not get that initial EKG in the ambulance. They may not get that initial rush to the heart center. There are several things which they may be at a disadvantage for. So females in particular, if they know they have risk factors like hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, if they smoke, if they're sedentary, if they have all of these risk factors, any changes which feel like they're having symptoms of heart attack, which include fatigue, nausea, vomiting, and just a sensation of back pain, neck pain, all of those things can hint towards having heart disease. So don't ignore them.
Okay. Any other symptoms that women in particular should be looking out for?
So those are the symptoms which females can have more predominantly. Like I said, the nausea, vomiting, sensation of burning in the stomach, behind the chest. But don't ignore the typical symptoms as well. I'm using the word typical, but that's just the nomenclature which we're trying to get away from, actually. And those symptoms again include chest pain, central in the center, radiating to the arm, to the jaw, and to the neck.
Okay. Are there any screenings that are recommended for women then, and what age should they, if that is the case?
Great question. Screening per se is recommended across the board for men and women, but particularly if women are interested, if they again have risk factors, even as early as the age of 20, 25, you can get screening. Now that screening can be for high cholesterol levels, that screening can be for development of diabetes. If you have family history, which is a major genetic risk factor for having heart disease, that in itself should prompt you to get screening earlier. There are blood tests we can do, there are EKGs that you can get. You may, if needed, prompted from these testing, can get a stress test, can get an echocardiogram. These are all different modalities that we have to help us decide if you have underlying heart disease.
Okay. So genetics is one of them. Any other risk factors women should know about?
So amongst the others that I spoke about, one thing which stands out particularly is smoking.
Okay.
Now, women tend to not smoke as much as men, but I want to realize that once you lose that benefit from the premenopausal era from the hormones, that smoking is going to kick in and cause a lot of trouble. So you are increasing your risk of having more heart disease. Another thing that we don't think of more frequently is alcohol. There was this old paradigm that a small amount of alcohol is actually helpful for the heart, which is actually not the case anymore. As of January of last year, I believe it was WHO came out with information regarding no amount of alcohol is beneficial for your heart.
Right. Yeah. So that old myth of red wine is good for the heart is just not the case.
Unfortunately, no. Yeah. Okay. It's hard to give up, but it is something that needs to be considered.
Yeah, especially if you have those risk factors.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, Dr. Raza, thank you so much for joining us and sharing these helpful tips.
Absolutely.
And we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, the Super Bowl, it shined a little bit bigger, a little bit brighter in Las Vegas. Was it all a dream? It was not. We're going to break down the Chiefs' thrilling overtime win and talk to the man who caught the winning touchdown, Mecole Hardman. That's him on your screen. scream. The celebration was intense. But of course, the Super Bowl is about much more than just catching footballs in end zones. We're going to take a look at the big-name celebrity commercials and tell you which ones Americans connected with the most. Also, our man Nate spoke with Usher ahead of his truly unbelievable halftime show, and we'll share Usher's inspiring message to his younger self, his teenage self. We all have one of those. Plus, Jon Stewart is returning to late-night TV tonight. He will be live in studio ahead of that to tell us why he is returning to the desk of The Daily Show for the first time since 2015. All that and more at 7.
It's about passion. It's about achievement. It's about hands-on. It's in our history. It's in our present and future. It's time to explore what Chippewa Valley Technical College is all about. Find us online at cvtc.edu and see what's in it for you.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Spectrum Internet offers speed and reliability, while advanced Wi-Fi gives you best-in-class security for all your connected devices. And Spectrum Mobile delivers unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included. Switch now and get Spectrum Internet for $49.99, plus advanced Wi-Fi and one Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line free for 12 months. Start saving today. Visit Spectrum.com, a Spectrum store, or scan to call now.
We're starting the new year with our biggest sale of the year at Interior Designs Holman. All our carpets are on sale, so you'll save money and get more for free. Free measuring and estimating at your home. Free furniture moving, even that heavy couch and king-size bed. Free removal of your old carpet and padding, and we'll recycle it. Free life of carpet labor warranty for as long as you own the carpet. All at the lowest prices of the year and 12 months no interest financing. Save money and get more for free during the biggest carpet sale of the year going on now at Interior Designs Holman.
NexGard Plus helps you protect your dog from fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, and more. All in one delicious monthly soft chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. NexGard Plus, the one you want for one-and-done protection.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Like our $9.99 XLNY pizza. It's everything you'd expect from a classic New York-style pizza, hot and fresh out of your oven. Order now at papamurphys.com.
We know you care. But if this is all too real for you and your loved ones, make the call. Because we care too. Home instead. To us, it's personal.
It was supposed to be the hottest new lunch spot in town. But a year and a half later, the building is still empty, and the only thing being served is lawsuits. Tonight at 6, we take you inside the beef that spoiled the La Crosse Food Hall for everyone.
Home furniture. There's no place like home.
Welcome back. It's 6:52. Time for your morning news now. There's destruction everywhere in southwestern Wisconsin following the state's first ever February tornado. Communities are working to clean it up now. Ashley James of Evansville was inside this house on a family farm when the tornado hit. What they found was destruction beyond what they could have imagined. But just a few days later, Ashley's in good spirits, all thanks to a little help from her community. Friends, family, and even some strangers came out to help them get ahead on the long road to recovery.
Seeing everybody helping out and knowing that we're okay and we can rebuild, so it's just objects. So.
And while many of those objects, like that car, may be lost, it's the ones left standing they're choosing to focus on. The Evansville Fire Department also helping the cleanup efforts. They're taking and distributing donations of food, water, and other supplies at the fire station. A Wisconsin congressman is not seeking re-election. Representative Mike Gallagher from Green Bay is retiring from Congress after 4 terms. That announcement comes after Gallagher was one of only a handful of Republicans that voted against impeaching Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. At one point, Gallagher was considered a top potential candidate to run against Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin this fall. Gallagher announced in June he wouldn't run for Senate and planned to remain in the House. The balls were rolling at the 3rd annual Onalaska Community Days Bowling Tournament as festivities striked up some friendly competition. The competition is between many local area festivals like Oktoberfest, Irish Fest, Riverfest, and Applefest. Vice Chair of Community Days, Travis Niles, says he drew inspiration from his father's annual bowling tournament every January to put a fun spin on the event.
We never get together, kind of fun, you know. Somebody's got to win, someone's got to be the better fest, at least at bowling, right? So hopefully that's Community Days, but we'll invite everybody every time.
The event helps raise money for Community Days and the city of Onalaska. Community of Days will host its own festival this year in August. With cooler temperatures expected to hit the Coulee region, what better way to spend your day than with a chili cook-off? The sizzling event turned up the heat this weekend as crowds gathered to sample mouth-watering chili creations. Hosted by the community group Holman's Hope, the cook-off aimed to unite residents while raising funds for the organization's Weekend Backpack Program, which provides meals to students in need.
To help students, to help kids have the food that they need each weekend. We work closely with the school district to identify the number of bags that we put together each Friday to take to all the elementary schools and the middle school here in Holman.
Tickets for children and adults cost $5. Children under 4 got in for free.
Temperatures starting this Monday morning primarily in the 20s, including 28 in Eau Claire, 27 in La Crosse, 24 in Sparta, 25 in Viroqua. Plenty of sun today, mild for this time of year still, 43 for the high with a shifting wind, 38 tomorrow, upper 40s for Valentine's Day, and a quick hitting system could bring some rain and snow showers as we head into Wednesday night.
Well, passing the buck wasn't an option for 2 Indiana deputies who responded to this emergency call. The rescue of a deer trapped in a rope fence caught on body cam. 2 deputies were on scene trying to help the trapped animal. One of them knocked down by the buck before the other deputy was able to cut the deer free. Thankfully, the deputies weren't hurt during the encounter. The unstuck buck was also able to escape unharmed. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We hope you have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you back here at noon.